The history of Pokémon, from Pikachu to global phenomenon. Hey there, Pokémon trainers and fans. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of Pokémon, from its humble beginnings to its status as a global phenomenon. Get ready to embark on a journey through time and learn about the evolution of this beloved franchise. I'm your host, and let's jump right in. Let's travel back in time to the early 1980s, in a place called Setagaya, Tokyo, where there was a boy named Satoshi Tajirwan. Satoshi loved catching bugs and collecting them as a hobby when he was young. His friends even called him Dr. Bug. As Satoshi grew up in the bustling city of Tokyo, he noticed that the spaces where he used to hunt for bugs were disappearing as more and more land was being covered by streets and buildings. But Satoshi didn't want to lose the feeling of catching and collecting creatures, and he dreamed of a way to bring that same joy to other kids. As he got older, Satoshi became fascinated with arcade games and spent many hours playing them. His love for games like Space Invaders and Dig Dug inspired him to create his own video games. Satoshi took apart his video game system to understand how it worked, and even won a video game idea contest when he was 16 years old. Satoshi's love for video games never went away even though his parents thought he was a troublemaker for spending so much time playing them. He even cut classes to play games. Over time he made up for it by attending makeup classes and eventually earning his high school diploma. Instead of going to college, Satoshi attended a 2-year technical degree program at the Tokyo National College of Technology, where he studied electronics and computer science. When Satoshi became a little older, he made a special magazine that he would write by hand and staple together called Game Freak. Game Freak was a magazine that had tips and tricks on how to beat games and find hidden secrets in them. A hidden secret in a game is called an Easter egg. The magazine became so popular that one magazine sold over 10,000 copies. Satoshi's friend Ken Sugimori was the person who drew the pictures in the magazine. This is called an illustrator. As the two of them wrote this magazine, they realized that most video games weren't very good. So, they decided to make their own games instead. Tajiri learned how to make games by studying and practicing a lot. Finally, in 1989, Tajiri and his friend Sugimori started their own video game company called Game Freak. Their very first game, Quinty, was a big hit and they never looked back. After several years of developing games for different consoles, Satoshi Tajirwan and his friend Ken Sugimori decided to talk about their idea to Nintendo for a game about collecting monsters. The idea was a hit, but it wasn't easy to convince Nintendo to take a chance on something so unique. Thanks to their previous successes, Game Freak was given the OK to develop the game under the help and mentorship of Shigeru Miyamoto. Shigeru Miyamoto was the creator of Super Mario, a video game about an Italian plumber who crawls through green pipes and collects gold coins while trying to save the Princess Daisy from the evil Bowser. Satoshi worked long hard hours on his video games, and in an interview once he was asked why he looked so tired and he responded by saying, "I sleep 12 hours and then work 24 hours. I've worked those strange hours for the past 3 years. It's better to stay up day and night to come up with ideas. I usually get inspiration for game designing by working the schedule." After 6 years of long hours and a lot of hard work, the world was introduced to Pocket Monsters, Red and Green, the very first Pokémon video games. These games allowed players to catch, collect, and trade over 150 different Pokémon characters. It was an instant hit in Japan, and soon the game was spreading to other parts of the world. So what is Pokémon? In the world of Pokémon, people known as Pokémon trainers catch and train creatures called Pokémon. Pokémon are fictional animals with unique abilities and characteristics. The trainers then battle their Pokémon against other trainers to determine who is the strongest. The games and cartoon series follow a young trainer named Ash Ketchum in his journey to become a Pokémon master. In Japan, instead of Ash, the main character's name is Satoshi. If you remember, Satoshi is the creator of Pokémon, so Ash was supposed to be Satoshi when he was a little kid. He travels through different regions, catching and training new Pokémon, making friends and rivals along the way, and participating in many competitions and battles. When the first Pokémon video games were released in Japan, they were an instant success. In the games, players take on the role of a Pokémon trainer, starting with one Pokémon and traveling around the game world to catch and train more. There are now over 800 different species of Pokémon, each with their own unique abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. That's a lot of Pokémon to catch. The thought of catching and training creatures was completely new, and the game offered a sense of adventure and discovery that was unlike anything players had experienced before. The games quickly gained popularity, and as Pokémon grew in popularity, it expanded into TV shows, movies, and card games. Kids everywhere were obsessed with the world of Pokémon, and it wasn't just a game anymore. It became extremely popular and well-known to the point where almost everyone knows about it, and it ended up having a big impact on things like movies, TV shows, toys, and games. The TV show followed the adventures of Ash Ketchum, a young trainer from Pallet Town, and his trusty Pikachu as they journeyed through different regions, encountering new Pokémon and battling against other trainers. The success of the TV show led to a boom in the sale of Pokémon merchandise, such as toys, trading cards, and other products. One of the main reasons that Pokémon became successful was because the games were designed to be played with friends, and the trading and battling parts of the games encouraged players to connect and compete with one another. Over the years, the Pokémon franchise has continued to evolve and expand, and Satoshi and Ken's vision for Pokémon has inspiring a generation of young people to explore the world around them, make new friends, and be creative. Today, Pokémon continues to evolve and grow, offering new adventures and exciting experiences for fans of all ages. And so, the story of Pokémon continues, with new games, new creatures, and new experiences waiting just around the corner. Just like in a Pokémon battle, we all have strengths and weaknesses. It's important to remember that everyone is different, and that's what makes us special. Just because someone is strong in one area doesn't mean they're better than someone else. We should respect and appreciate each other's differences, and work together to achieve our goals. In 2016, Pokémon Go revolutionized the way we interact with Pokémon. This augmented reality mobile game, developed by Niantic, allowed players to capture Pokémon in the real world using their smartphones. Pokémon Go became a global phenomenon, bringing people together, sparking nostalgia, and creating a renewed wave of Pokémon enthusiasm. Even after more than 2 decades, Pokémon continues to thrive. New games are released for Nintendo consoles, the anime series continues to captivate audiences, and the franchise remains a cultural icon. Pokémon has left an indelible mark on popular culture, influencing the gaming industry and fostering a sense of community among fans worldwide. And there you have it, trainers and fans, the captivating history of Pokémon, from its origins with Satoshi Tajiri and Ken Sugimori to its status as a global phenomenon. Pokémon has brought joy, excitement, and countless hours of adventure to millions of people around the world. So, grab your Pokéballs, continue your Pokémon journey, and remember to embrace the spirit of, gotta catch 'em all. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Pokémon related content.